Hey y'all, welcome back to Baking with Becky. Today we're going to be doing my favorite recipe, pumpkin bread. I just pulled this recipe right off the internet. This recipe, it's been in my family for hundreds of years. 17 BC. Let me show you our ingredients that we've got here. Okay, so obviously we're gonna have flour. We're gonna need 2 cups of this sucker. By the way, this is the recipe for 2 loaves. I know some people do it for just like 1 loaf, but you know, I got a big family. Everything's bigger in Texas. Okay, so moving on. We've got our sugar here. Of course, we're gonna need pumpkin, like just pure pumpkin. This is 15 ounces. Some people like to do 29 ounces, but I say less is more. Over here we've got cinnamon, we've got salt, baking powder, baking soda, and your spices, ground nutmeg and ground cloves. You're gonna want 2 eggs, but I grabbed the whole thing just to be aesthetic. In the recipe, it didn't say chocolate chips, but I decided to mix things up a little. Yeehaw! Here we've got 2 sticks of butter. Of course, you're only gonna want 1.5 of them. I had my assistant soften them up for me, so you're just gonna wanna soften them up. If you want, you just toss them around, just put them through a little shindig. Okay, save a little bit though, because you're gonna wanna use some on the pan, or on the, the pan that you put the bread in, soften it up. All right, those are our ingredients. Let me show you over here to where we're gonna mix them. Over here, we've just got our tools and stuff that we're gonna use to make the bread. I've got about like a, medium-sized bowl. I've got a whisk. I'm gonna take some cup measurements of this flour over here. Remember, I said 2 cups. So you got your spatula and your measuring spoons. And finally, 2 little glass things to hold the loaves of bread. Okay, so as you can see here, I've already got a cup of flour. It's all leveled off and fine. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in, grab another cup, and then I'm gonna put in a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a teaspoon of both of our spices. Okay, so there is our 1 cup of flour. Now I'm just gonna grab another one here, and I'm gonna level it off with my knife, just like this. Go straight across. Now look at that, isn't that some nice flour right there? Yeah. Our salt, baking powder, baking soda, and pour in the ground nutmeg. There. The same goes for your ground cloves. I'm just gonna take your whisk, and you can do this with an electric mixer if you want to, but we're just gonna mix it together like this. See, here we go. Gonna heat it. It smells so good in here now. Here, I think it's properly mixed. See? See? The spices won't change the color much. It'll still be white as I am. Okay, now that this is all said and done, let's head over to our mixing portion. What we're gonna do is we're gonna beat together the butter, which is softened, mind you. We're gonna beat together 2 cups of sugar and 1.5 sticks of butter. Now, you don't want to put the mixer on too high, otherwise your butter and sugar are going to be creamy, and we want them to kind of be of consistency that's rather chunky. Okay, here goes our other cup. Now we're just going to put this down. Got it unlocked. While that's happening, what we're going to do is over here we're going to grab our eggs, 2 of them I said. The butter and sugar, look at that, it's already ready. So we can just turn it off. Okay. We're going to add in 1 at a time, and then we're just going to beat after one continually until it's like fluffy. Let me just show you. Alright, I'm going to turn it off for right now. Okay, so now I'm just going to open this up over here. That's why I brought you over here to where my can opener is. So, Okay, now the recipe calls for you to beat in the pumpkin. Pile that in right there. Now, we're beating it in, but it's okay if it looks grainy. Because, well, hey, bread is full of grain, ain't it? I mean, I would know. I'm supposed to know, I'm a baker. Okay, y'all, now that we're finished with all that, we're just gonna take our flour and we're gonna head over here and we're gonna slowly mix it in. Remember, when we put in flour, everything goes flying around like crazy. We're just gonna put it on a low speed right now. And then I'm just gonna just sift the flour in. There you have it. Now we're just gonna leave this on for just a little bit longer and off. Take a look at that texture. Now we're gonna put the cinnamon in. Now some people, they like to take the cinnamon and they put it into the flour mixture with the rest of them. Of course, I might do it differently, but it don't matter because, you know, it's all the same thing. 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, okay? And here we go. Right into our delicious mixture. Here now I've just cut it open and I'm gonna add as much as I desire, you know? Okay, now that'll just about do it for our lovely dough bread right here. Now that I'm all finished mixing it and everything, I'm just gonna pour it into these 2 loaf pans right here that I have. Okay. Now, as you can see, we're just about finished right here on this first loaf. And I think you're just about done. You don't need to see me like make the second loaf. Okay, so I have just finished leveling out these nice loaves of pumpkin. Well, not loaves yet, but we'll get there in time, ladies and gentlemen. And now we just wait. Okay, but first let me tell you how long to put them in for. Now, the recipe calls to put them in for around 65 to say 70 minutes. Okay, y'all, well, the timer went off, and now we're just gonna pull out these beautiful loaves of bread. Now that, kids, that's how you make pumpkin bread. Okay, see y'all.